My name is Rhiannon. I study television production management at EHU University and I'm currently production management assistant at the BBC. So I've always watched the BBC throughout my life, so I've always wanted to work there. And I was also really drawn to the development opportunities. There's lots of different training courses and the BBC is really focused on developing its staff. So in terms of recruitment at the BBC, most roles you have to sit for a board where you get asked lots of different questions and then you give your answers and you get scored using a point system. And for that we normally answer using a specific method to make sure we hit all the points. But you also can apply for a talent pool, which is what I did, where there's a task where you're given a written exercise and you have to answer all the questions on there. You get given a group task and you have to sit together and work out a problem, and there's also an interview as well. So some of my roles have been pulled from the talent pool. So I had lots of support from my lecturers when I was at EHU. They were really approachable and I could sit in their office at any time and have a chat about anything, even if it wasn't uni work related. But they were also really helpful in terms of job recommendations. So they would quite often send us jobs via email that they'd noticed come up and recommend that we apply, or they'd get in touch with their contacts and recommend our names to go forward for jobs. But we do also have an alumni Facebook page, so every new intake of students gets added to the Facebook page and then we all keep in contact that way, even if we didn't study together. So when I first started at the BBC and I was working on the summer social, I put a call out for volunteers using that Facebook page, so it was nice to see some current students at a BBC event. I think by using BBC production paperwork within our studies, it meant that I had a familiarity of the paperwork before I started, which really helped me to hit the ground running. There was also the fact that they really encouraged a strong work ethic when we were studying, and we would do things that we wouldn't necessarily be classed as a production management role, but it gave us a good overview of the whole production process. I think the best thing about working at the BBC is the people I work with. Everyone's really friendly and helpful, especially if there's something that I'm not sure on. I know that they're always really happy to help. And obviously I get to work on loads of really fun productions and it's just a pleasure to work there and it really doesn't feel like work. So I would definitely recommend that you get as much work experience as possible. It will either reinforce that you're definitely on the right path and that's 100% what you want to do, or it might change your mind and make you think about doing something completely different. So I would definitely email as many companies as you can and offer you to do some work experience. It's really helpful for you to get some contacts in companies, but don't worry if you don't get work experience straight away. I only got mine in my final year, and then after that it was like a snowball and I had lots and lots of different people contacting me.